Hey guys, back with another video. Um, I guess I'm going to be doing, like similar to the last one, I'm going to talk about benefits of having certain things. Like in the last video I talked about benefits of having a hang-on and the cons of it. And so this video, it's not filters, but it's about substrate. Um, The substrate I'm going to talk about today, as you can see, I'm filming this tank, the 40-gallon, excuse me, I'm going to be talking about the sand substrate, and what are the pros and cons of it. Now, I'll start off always with pros for anything if I'm going to review something. So, number one, sand looks, in my opinion, more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It just looks natural for me. Like, if I were to look in a stream or a river, I would see sand, and that's just how I picture it. If someone just told me, and I also think it just looks nice compared to gravel. Depends on what gravel you get, but this is I forgot what kind of sand this is, but it comes from somewhere from Asia. Yeah, this comes from Asia, and there is like Tahitian moon sand, which is black. It's like it is a real type of sand, not like artificially colored or anything. But it looks nice. It's pure black. It looks really good at certain tanks. Sand can come in any color and size of grain, kind of like gravel. Second thing is that it's better for the fish. For every fish, honestly, and better for them to display their natural behavior. What I mean by that is most fish, including bigger ones, like to play around in the sand. If you have any fish, any catfish, any loach, I would suggest getting sand, if not finer gravel. That would do. Don't get rounded ones, because then all the, what do you call, I guess you could say, the junk and the ammonia and the poop and the waste builds up in there where you can't normally siphon, unless you're planning to like gravel vac every week or however many times you do a water change. Oh, sorry about that. So this leads me to my third one. About the second one too. Fish love to play in sand, and most cichlids like to burrow in it. I mean, like, take out the sand in their mouths and spit it out if they're making like a nest. The datnoids kind of just did something right there. You can see the little ditch. Fish like to do that. Big fish sometimes, like my clown knife, sometimes he gulps up sand when he's eating by accident, and he filters it through his gills. So if that were to happen with gravel, it might cause the fish to choke. So sand is really fine and is able to just easily come out. The third thing is that it's really easy to see the poop. Now this could be a pro and con, but it's mostly a pro in my opinion if you're up to par with your water changes and vacuum. You can easily siphon the poop, so you don't necessarily have to have a bare bottom tank, which is what I'm saying. Like, because the point of bare bottom is that you can see the poop and you can easily clean it. But with sand, you can see the poop because it doesn't pass through. It's too fine. So you can just siphon it right up and you're good to go. Now, the con of it obviously is that if you don't clean it up, like, and it doesn't have to be immediate, but like if you neglect it, now obviously it's going to look terrible, but anyways, it looks good if you keep up. Fourth pro is actually the fourth pro is that you can also it looks really well with if you mix it with other types of gravel. Depending, you can create an really neat environment with it. Sand, you can also make certain like DIY kind of things. You can even make like a sand waterfall where the pump pushes out sand and it looks really neat. It all depends. Where else, like gravel, you can't do that for obvious reasons. Now moving on to the cons, I would say they're kind of even with the pros. There's 4 cons. I already mentioned one is that the poop you can see because it does not fall fast through the sand. Sorry. The second thing is that not all plants are able to grow in sand. Since the sand is very fine, some roots, some of the roots of certain plants cannot pass through it, therefore getting any nutrients from the water column. Because sometimes there's air bubbles in between the sand. I don't think there are any in this tank. Maybe there are, but I don't know. But sometimes there might be tiny air bubbles, and that's like the only thing you'll see. But compared to other ones where it's bigger. Third con is that okay, let me just explain this. If you do not clean the sand, let's say you don't vacuum the sand at all, like just like how you would with gravel, don't clean the bottom, poisonous gas builds up, which is very detrimental to your health of your fish. It's like a buildup of ammonia, and all of a sudden it just, if you let that gather up and collect, it's very deadly, and it could just kill your fish at any moment without you even knowing what's happening. So this is the con. Always vacuum the sand. I would say every time you're cleaning, just do it anyways. You shouldn't have too many plants with sand unless they're easy to replant, like anubias. Actually, you can just take it out and stick it back in, and it'll grow fine again. Last con about sand is that it doesn't have the same benefits as gravel. Really, I mean, I'll go into the pros and cons about gravel in the next video, or in another video. So yeah, just remember to clean the sand. I recommend it over gravel unless you're doing a planted tank. Then in my discus tank, you might not see it that well, but I tried mixing both soil, Fluval soil, and the sand. It's actually white sand I got from Petco. I wanted to try it because I think the contrast would look really cool with a darker substrate and a really white substrate. But my Petco messes that up. So get sand if you have loaches or catfish, most importantly. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, ask any questions.